Hello everyone, this is Jason Fain from Instructional Design and Development at UTSA, and today I'm going to show you the Selective Release tool. So to begin, I want to be under the Build tab, and then I want to scroll down, and within Designer Tools you're going to see something called Selective Release. Go ahead and click that. Okay, so now this is Selective Release. This shows me everything on my home page, everything within that home page, such as the faculty showcase. I can see everything that's in there, and also within the learning modules, I can see everything that's inside each of the learning modules here. But let's say I wanted to go ahead and selectively release one of these learning modules. I'm going to go ahead and do that for Learning Module 1. Maybe I can tell you a little bit more about what it is. So basically what you're doing here is you're setting criteria that have to be met before you can view the content inside of it. And Blackboard offers a variety of criteria that you can set. You can set a specific date, a specific person, which is your member criteria, a specific group. If you have groups that you've created, you can separate your group work out to a specific group so that nobody else in the classroom can see it, only that specific group. And then you can also add gradebook criteria, which is excellent for the mastery of learning. So for instance, nobody can go on to the next learning module until everybody gets at least a 90. And so everybody can go through your material over and over and over again until they get that 90 before they can move on to the next lesson. Alright, so to demonstrate for this learning module 1, communicating with students, this is actually the learning module for the Hybrid Online Academy for the downtown campus. What I'm going to do is add a date criteria. And one of the things that I know is that the Hybrid Academy will be on the 21st, so I'm going to go ahead and select the 21st, and I'll make it available at 8 in the morning. So if people want to start looking at this stuff 8 in the morning, they can do that. Alright, and then I can click Save. Now another thing I can do is I can still add another criteria to this. So another criteria I want to go ahead and add to this is I want to add a gradebook criteria. And we have the initial Blackboard quiz. What I want to do is say that it has to be greater than 0, which means basically you have to at least have taken the initial Blackboard quiz before this was released to you. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now I have two criteria. I can make it to where they both have to be met, where it says and, or I can make it an or. So it's either past this date or until you take this quiz. For right now, I'm going to leave it at and. So you have to meet both of these in order to move on and view Module 1. So you have to take the initial quiz and you have to wait until June 21st. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save now. Alright, so that went ahead and set my release criteria. And because this release criteria has been set, if I go to Student View and I go to Learning Modules, Learning Module 1 should be hidden now. So give me a minute for Blackboard to kind of catch up. And you can see it says Learning Module 2 and 3 because I haven't taken the quiz and because the date hasn't passed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back in the build. I want to go into Learning Modules or into my Selective Release, I'm sorry. And then I want to go ahead and go and click on my set release criteria. Now you may have noticed it doesn't say set release criteria. Instead it shows me kind of what the set release criteria is. But I can go ahead and click on this link. It'll take me to the same place. And I can go ahead and remove these as well and click Save. So I'm going to go ahead and remove one of these. And so now I only have one. Now one more thing that I wanted to mention is the hide item. So if I wanted to hide the item, if I click hide item here, this show and hide trumps the release criteria. So I can just disregard all the rules and decide I'm going to hide it or show it just by clicking this button here. So this will trump whatever release criteria you have set for this particular module. With that said, this concludes Selective Release. Really, you can be creative with this tool, and I showed you one use for it, but there are many other uses for it. So I encourage you to kind of experiment with it and see what you can come up with.